Thing here. Testing.
Testing.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the show today. This is the Broken Clown Podcast, and we figured we'll bring you some lighthearted bullshit along with some other lighthearted bullshit.
Topics for the heart and the mind.
Only we can possibly bring you.
PBS style. Welcome to the Broken Clown Podcast.
How you doing today, Eric?
I'm good, man. How was your Thanksgiving holidays?
Fantastic. My mother-in-law died. Vicious death.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry to hear that.
Okay, so I saw something during our little break. It was Quentin Tarantino, probably at his cringiest. Let's take a little gander at this here.
Can I just read this title? Quentin Tarantino is bad at talking to black people. What the hell is this?
Yeah, I was like, we grew up on Tarantino movies.
Right.
So I was like, this should be great, And I was like, it's bad.
Oh,
it's,
God.
It's
because I like Tarantino.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And he's on a panel with obviously black host, and then he's got Samuel L. Jackson, Jamie Foxx, and another famous black actor on stage with him. And I was like, man, it's you'll see.
Okay.
Movies in Hollywood with just the lines and everything. So you gotta give us. This is my question for you. What is the most famous line? Your favorite line from Pulp Fiction?
I think probably the most famous line is, "I'm gonna get medieval on your ass."
Not bad.
Cring says it.
Pleasing your fans or pleasing the critics for you?
Oh, interesting question, actually. Well, I want to please my fans, and I want to please the critics that are my fans. The critics ain't my fans. I don't give a damn.
Oh my God.
He's going native.
What the hell?
What he's really doing is fulfilling his vision. He's a visionary director. For us to have the opportunity to work with.
Now, I'm not that computer savvy, so if he had sent me something that I plugged into my computer, I don't know if I would have ever heard it. All right.
Oh my God, dude, what are you doing?
I ain't that computer savvy.
Why is he doing this?
God, he is shiving it up, man. He's shucking it up.
Jesus. This is horrible.
Now, I'm only going to say it's relatable when you're around other people, like, say, if you're around a bunch of Spanish people, or I don't know.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying. I already know. Yeah, you kind of subtly sometimes take on some of their mannerisms or some of the, yeah.
Yeah, he seemed to have an injection shot.
This is
shaft.
And I don't know if that seems like something more you do too, like in a personal, like,
right.
I don't know, like on stage, on camera.
You don't want.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would. Hey, that's it. What's well, I wouldn't do that even personally, but
like, because I subtly use my voice. I'm like, if they don't clearly speak English or they have trouble,
right.
I'll lighten my English up for them a bit.
I think that's just like a natural human adaptation that we do.
Right.
We don't want to be the outsider. We want to fit in.
Right, exactly.
So maybe that's what is happening here.
All right, so he put it on a cassette tape. Then Jamie, my man,
Oh my.
goes to BET Awards. Comes back.
Look at Jamie Foxx. looking at him like, what?
What are you doing? I was just like, Quentin, stop.
I know Samuel Jackson, he's right there. He needs to whisper in his ear like, hey, bring it down a notch. Damn.
You got it up to 11?
I love Jamie Foxx's look on his face.
Look, you got it up to 11? I need you to bring it down to a 4.
Mm-hmm.
It gets worse. That's the worst part about it. It just gets worse.
With Rick Ross. Rick Ross and the whole posse. We all
Posse.
got contact high on the set that day. The whole MG.
Well, what happened
I don't
was
know.
that bad men. 100 black braids so I can lay their ass in. I need 100 black preachers with a black shirt.
go over to Carrie with my little tape recorder playing. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh my god, what the fuck? That is so cringe, dude.
You're like, Quentin, my God.
Oh.
Just stay in the background or, write yourself a little scene.
This reminds me of people that I know, like one person in particular that I know that's when he's in like when he's around like some people, like, I don't know, like me and the family or something like that, like it's weird. It's like, yeah, it's very over the top and loud, and it's just like loud makes up for, you know what I mean? Like loud can be funny, like just being loud, and it's just like I just always cringe. It's constant cringe. It's just
you're just like, oh, bud.
This is horrible.
Anthony Hamilton brought in a joint that was just fantastic.
The subtitles are distracting too.
I know you're wanting to read them, and you're like, no, it's in Blacknese.
Like, you don't need to freaking put the subtitle. Like, I can watch it.
I chose from either my own collection or something like that. I never had like a music supervisor hook me up with stuff. It's always stuff I chose. The reason I never did that is I didn't want to go up to an artist and ask them to write something, and then they do Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Besides English.
Brown special. What was that one with Fred Astaire as the mailman?
What is this from?
He's narrating it. Santa Claus is coming to town.
I think he was on something else. But it was just kind of showing the difference
Oh,
between
gotcha.
racial sensitivity.
I was worried when I asked him what his favorite part was. I was worried it was going to be,
The nigger part.
dead nigger storage. And I was like, don't say it. Don't say it.
He looks back at him.
Although that might have been even funnier than just, this is so cringe.
God.
That was bad.
God.
My tape recorder, bow, bow. It's so like 90s black. Like,
Yeah, I know, and they missed the spot actually where he was like, we hit that lick and it was the bomb. And I was like, nobody has used the bomb.
The bomb.
Since 1998.
Wow. Yeah, it was very 90s black. Like a white person trying to be like Run DMC or like.
Yeah. It's like, please stop. I was like, we get it. You like the culture.
Like somebody showed a white person like Run DMC and that was it. They were like, oh, that's black people, like black. That's how I understand black culture.
That's how they all get down. I know that for a fact. Okay. Yeah, that was.
Poor Quentin.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, the Black Widow.
I don't know anything about that yet.
Haven't seen it yet.
No.
Okay.
And I'm not at all. I don't care either. But I mean, I will maybe watch it. Okay. I just don't like. I'm so done with superhero stuff.
Right. At this point, I got my 10 years out of it.
And Black Widow's the weakest character, as far as I'm concerned. No superpowers.
Well, screw you.
Right.
I know. Name one movie they've made that didn't have superpowers. Like technically, Tony Stark doesn't have superpowers.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, he's basically Batman.
Yeah, well, his superpower is, like, genius.
Yeah, right.
And I guess hers would be just, like, fighting?
Cunning.
Yeah, cunning, fighting.
She's a super spy.
I'm not saying she's lame, all right? She's kind of a cool superhero, but...
Yeah. And we've gotten to know her enough to be behind her.
I'm just not that interested, personally.
And she's dead.
Oh, that's true. So this must take place, like, before...
Yeah.
Okay. Is this, like, her origin?
Yeah.
I used to have nothing.
Proud of Scarlett, though, for keeping that body.
Oh, dude. Well, of course. That's her moneymaker, dude. I'm not proud of her. That's the least she could do.
She was... I don't know why I feel like she was hotter in The Island with Ewan McGregor.
I never saw that. But I think I agree, like... a little bit different now.
Side note, Michael Clark Duncan died of a heart... Well, his clone was taken away for a heart attack that his person outside of the island died for.
Okay.
I don't know if you know the premise of that movie.
No.
It's basically people are grown on an island by rich or famous people.
Okay.
And they live these lives, become healthy, whatever. And when their counterpart gets ill or is fatal, they take the part from them.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So Michael Clark Duncan has somebody outside, and he dies from a heart attack. In real life, he died from a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
I was like, that's just... Well, I mean, he was a big guy. So
yeah, he was a big guy. That's like a huge sci-fi trope, too. Like harvesting organs from clones or the poor.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk like grown-ups? Is that what we are?
I'll tell you one thing I'm glad about already. Is that she's not doing a shitty Russian accent.
Yeah.
I was afraid of that. Natasha Romanov.
It's good to see you too. sis.
Who's that chick?
Sister. She said sis.
Oh.
We have unfinished business. We have to go back to where it all started. Lucky us. One thing's for sure. It's gonna be a hell of a reunion.
Still fits.
Still fits.
Back together again.
You got fat.
That's cool. Actually, that does look cool.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll check it out. Doesn't look bad. No, doesn't look bad at all. That's one thing about like superhero for me right now with superhero movies. It's like I'm not like I can. It is something I can watch that I just my mind. You can shut off and it's just like strictly entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't have to think. I could just watch.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, man, fantastic. It's good.
So that's good for that. It's good for that. That doesn't look bad though.
Yeah, and I can't never remember that guy's name.
David Harbour.
David Harbour.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was cool. I didn't know he was going to be in it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I was like, I like him in anything else but Hellboy.
Yeah.
Just please stop.
Which
I
was
don't-
not his fault.
Right?
Not his fault.
That's clearly the makeup guys.
I don't think that that movie was just. It just was. It was destined to fail.
I know, because you have somebody
The
playing for so
writing,
long.
bad writing too. Just the. I don't think the
Is
director.
it Gil Del Toro that wrote the first two?
Yeah, or either wrote them or directed them. He had a big hand in the first two, like a huge
and you
hand.
could clearly see.
They were his movies.
Yeah. Let's see here. Some latest news from Queer Kid stuff.
Oh my God, he's serious? Is that still on? Like, is that still going?
Funny you ask. Let's see here. Here, read this tweet.
Queer Kid stuff. Announcement time. Alright, so I've been putting off saying this for a while. Gonna have to break the ice at some point, so here goes. I'm leaving YouTube and won't be making any more Queer Kid stuff videos. A thread. Okay, well, that's good news. Is there a reason why? Just because nobody's watching them, or?
Probably because they got so much shit. Now, her reason is that YouTube isn't protecting the
boy.
LGBTQ community.
This is their fault, man.
Well,
Partly their fault.
I mean, if they're going to have rules, I mean, it should be the same for everybody.
Exactly.
Don't teach sex to kids.
Yeah, it's just not necessary, man.
Right.
They don't need to think about that shit. They're too young.
It's hard enough to teach them ABCs and 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Let alone, who's-
Concepts like gender and shit. Like, what are you doing?
Like, I'm a grown adult, and I still don't understand that shit.
Exactly. Just let them be kids, man. They don't need to be thinking about that stuff.
People start talking about it, and I just kind of like zone. I'm like, and then when, oh yeah, there's two genders.
Right? It's too abstract and
Right.
like emotionally. Like, it's for a kid. Let kids be kids.
Yeah.
And whenever they get to like 15, 16, especially when they hit puberty, after puberty, like that's when you can maybe start talking to them about
Yeah.
stuff after puberty or around puberty.
Right. Man.
And even then, they're still, I don't
It's
think,
still-
old enough to like make a decision whether or not you're
Right.
like when it goes to the whole trans thing. Like, I still don't think a
Right.
16-year-old should be allowed to take hormone blockers.
Right.
I just don't think that, because you never know, man. You 16-year-olds, you change your mind so often. You think you know exactly what you want. Sometimes you're not.
Right.
But
yeah.
I know that there are some trans people that really say that they felt,
Right. Like
but-
the authors and yeah.
even a lot of them though, they say it's not, hormone blockers aren't a good idea for young people.
Oh shit. I just don't see blocking something natural.
Yeah, and did you see that article too about the BPAs? The
In drinking water.
yeah, starting to like they think it might be having an effect on like gender binding. These chemicals might be
Yeah.
gender binding in some way.
Fucking scary as
And
fuck.
so people are wondering if that's like has something to do with all this gender dysphoria going on, all this stuff. Like, I know a lot of it's cultural too, like societal, but
when you mix those two together,
yeah, they're saying that some of these kids have 40 times the level of BPA, these certain chemicals. I don't know, man.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And at the same time, conspiracy. It sounds like, how would this be possible to be, I mean, because drinking water, bottled water, most people,
Well, it's not the water; it's the
chemicals in the plastic.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's BPA's. Like, BPA's are chemicals that I guess are I think they're the chemicals that are used in plastics or with or like an off. What's the word I want? They're either the chemicals they use to make plastics or they're the chemicals that form in plastics. I don't know,
yeah.
but
So
they can leach into the water from the plastic.
So weird.
Like when it comes to baby stuff can't have any BPA's in it. Like baby bottles and that, like sippy cups, that can't have any BPA's in it.
Okay. Oh God, that's so fucking scary.
I'm gonna start getting baby cups for.
Like, I know I'm about to go buy a fucking Brita, dude.
If I had a kid, it'd be like 15-year-olds with a sippy cup. 15-year-old, use your fucking cup. I told you.
God, yeah. These kids are people making fun of you and be like, hey, I don't got any BPA's in me.
Right. It's weird. Like, there's just so many weird, like.
There's only four people reacted to this.
What is it?
Golf clap. Oh, for the queer kid stuff announcement.
Oh my God, are you serious? Well, obviously that's why. Okay.
Hallelujah.
No wonder she's leaving. Only 4, like, that includes like people that are like supporters. Like, just that's all that responded to her tweet.
And that was November 19th.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. No wonder.
Nobody gives a shit.
No. Kind of feel bad, but at the same time, it's a lesson.
Yeah. Spread queer joy.
Spread queer. How about just spreading joy?
Yeah.
How about just spreading joy? Why is it queer joy? Jesus. Joy, you can apply joy to anybody and everybody.
I know. This sounds specific.
I feel like you're leaving straight people out if it's just queer joy.
I almost want to follow her. Jeez, really?
I saw this video of these, one of those horrible drag queen, reading things that they do. Mm-hmm. And it was they were talking about different kinds of sexual or different different sexualities, straight, gay, whatever. And the kids, they were like, can you tell us, they're asking the kids, can you name what's some different, sexual? And the kids are like, bisexual. And these 2 girls, like, it was just weird to me. Like, these 2 girls that weren't even, they were pre-pubescent, pre-puberty. One of them was like, gay, and the other one was like lesbian. And she like looked at the other girl next to her, and she's like, that's what we are. And I was just like, and they looked like they liked each other, but they're so sweet and innocent. And it's like, what?
Dude, God damn it.
I know.
They're kids.
I know. Like, I don't know. It's just so young to be calling yourself.
I mean, any boys, like at that age, they're like kissing. Gross.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's just in guys or if that's what their fathers teach them or whatever. But Miles, like he's so affectionate with his mom. He's like, kiss daddy. And I'm like, gross. I'm like, nah, don't kiss me. And then, he tries even harder. So I kiss him on his cheek or something. I was like, it's totally innocent. I need to quit being so weird about it.
Yeah.
Like for boys, I was like, because I'm going to miss it when, he's older.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see, the whole thing, like, that's how kids are, right? They're affectionate. And especially, like, girls, dude, sometimes they'll form the most, like, intense relationships. Mm-hmm. But they're completely platonical, or at least for the most part platonical, but it's like, I think that's too young to be saying that you're a lesbian.
Right.
I mean, these kids were like 6 or 7, dude. Come on.
Terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're best friends. We're best friends. We love
and their
each other.
parents are enforcing this too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, well, you're probably a lesbian. You really like your friend. You're probably gay, honey.
What's a lesbian? It means you like girls a lot.
Which is better than being straight. Straight's boring, isn't it? Oh yeah, nobody said straight, by the way. It was like bisexual, gay, lesbian, and nobody said straight. One of the drag queens was like, and straight. Don't forget straight. Like, kind of saying it like,
don't forget those assholes.
Right.
Ruining everything. Oh god, that'd be funny. Just some random boy who's just like, I'm straight as an arrow. And this is gay.
I don't know. It's weird.
Let's see here.
I need to get on Twitter more. No, I don't need to get on Twitter more.
No,
what am I
it's,
saying?
it's a fucking hellhole. But I've been growing people organically. I'm up to 11 followers now. Off this one fucking stupid tweet. I wish I could see the...
Telephone company released book states it's all about phone numbers and how to reach people.
I was just scrolling down, and it was like this new artist says romance. Her album's all about love. And the person I saw on there was like, well, no shit.
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, telephone book releases.
Nice. I haven't tweeted anything. I don't think I've tweeted one thing since we started our accounts.
Well, I'm following a shit ton of fucking people, but let's think these people I've got on my own. And then I tweeted out, first time in years that I haven't seen a hashtag that involved Donald Trump. Keep it up, Twitter.
Yeah, right.
It was all about Dimebag Daryl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like Dimebag.
That's kind of an odd topic. It's been years since I've heard of Dimebag Daryl.
I know. I was like, Dimebag? What the fuck? Oh, yeah, there. John Lennon. I guess it's like been so many years since John Lennon died.
Mm-hmm.
Dimebag. R.I.P. King. I don't know.
Oh, it's just like a commemorative thing, like an RIP type thing?
Yeah. It's been a long time. I don't know who Juice WRLD is. Please forgive me, world.
Juice WRLD? Is that a person's name?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Juice WRLD.
21 years old. I guess he died from a seizure. One of the weakest ways to die.
Oh, man, that's horrible. Not what you said. I'm just saying that's horrible that he died of a seizure. 21. That sucks. Juice WRLD, though. What? Is this like a recent artist or something?
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah, with the name, yeah. It does have to be.
I'm Joe Swell, y'all.
God. Oh, man, these names.
God, I'm getting so old. I don't care anymore.
I don't either.
Well, and I think back, and I hate it because I feel like a hypocrite when I'm like, man, I can't stand, rap music anymore. I was like, but, back in the day, of course, I blared it without a second thought,
Right.
And what it possibly does to culture and shit. And, I mean, clearly seen what it's done at the ages.
There is some good rap, though. When I say good, I mean, like, socially conscious, intelligent rap.
Like Common used to have some.
Harm, I don't know.
He's the tall, light-skinned guy. He's mainly an actor now. He was the actor in Suicide World that Joker killed at the very beginning.
I don't know that.
Oh, you don't have any beef? You don't have
I don't know that.
I can't stand it. Even quoting that movie.
I don't even know what movie that Suicide World.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, so you said Suicide World.
Did
Oh, yeah. I was like, what the fuck is
Juice
that?
WRLD here.
You're not talking about the Christian rap, the Christian Carmen, are you?
No, Common. Sorry.
Oh, Common. Okay, I thought you were talking about the Christian guy, Carmen.
Carmen,
Carmen,
yeah.
that white. I was like, wait, you're not talking about him, are you?
God, I haven't heard that in a long time. No.
The countdown. The countdown. 9, 8. You're not gonna get up. Go. Whatever it was, like Satan's like talking to Jesus or whatever.
Oh my God, so many bad memories flooding back.
I know, me too.
Jeez. Like that reminded me of the time when my mom took us to that little bitty church, and it had the couple daughters and a son. Then when we were sitting in the back,
Yeah.
and, like, I guess she didn't have her glasses on, so she couldn't see really good, and it looked like she was just staring at us.
I don't remember all that.
Okay, so you made this gesture, and I was like, what is she doing? It's like, I look like she's gonna fucking explode, and you were like, made a hint, like she had, bit off the pin of a grenade and threw it down her shirt, and we just started dying, and then my mom was like, get the fuck out.
Oh, shit. Dude, we would like get in trouble all the time for like laugh. I could not help laughing my ass off in church every time.
Well,
like
you're not supposed to. So
exactly.
It just made it that much more.
Yep.
Like, I'm doing it for the lulz.
Every time we went to church together, I was like, I know we're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna have to leave. We're gonna get kicked out. It was hilarious.
Jeff stopped by the gas station.
No
not too long.
way.
Yeah, well, actually, I went to one of his men groups not too long ago,
What?
and I was talking to him. I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But no, he has a men group he sets up on Saturdays, and yeah, he came by and he's like, he said, "Yeah, what's going on, man? You know, what?" He still talks like that. What is it?
Jeff. That Jeff. I thought you meant Jeff Snog. You know.
Oh, Snodgrass.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know where he's went.
Okay, I was like, what are you talking about? Jeff's got a men group and all this stuff. And I immediately thought, like, red pilled or black pilled, like that type of men's group. Fucking women are all cunts, bitches. Like, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Sons against fathers.
Yeah, just some horrible, like, negative dudes sitting around. I mean, that's bad to say, but you know what I mean? Like,
Right,
that's the image I
From
got.
what he's gone through.
Yeah.
It would be a support group, definitely.
So, Jeff, I can't remember his last. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, stinking suckers, you know. I'm like, man, just cuss, dude.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I had accidentally overfilled his 100-pound tank. And it was during a weird time, so it was like cold, really cold one day and then hot the next. And I guess it filled to the point where it was leaking out. And like if he hadn't caught it in time, like it'd blew up his fucking work truck.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and so he came back, I think a couple days later, and he was getting another piece for it, and my boss was there. And so I was letting him handle all the technical stuff on it. And, you know, he was like, man, that guy, he didn't want to say anything. He's like, but I guess you almost caused a lot of damage, you know, I was like, oh, my God. I was like, I feel like shit. I was like, we clown a lot about, you know, Jeff back in the day and whatnot. I was like, I'd never want to do anything like that to him,
dude,
you know?
you wouldn't do it to who would do that to anybody?
Right. Oh, God, I hope they
I'm
explode.
gonna blow his truck up just for the hell of it.
He didn't tip me.
What the? Wait, so is that like a what kind of gas station is that where you're filling people? Like, it sounds so old-fashioned.
It is. It's one of the oldest gas stations in Oklahoma, I think.
Where?
It's 7 years old. Just right at the edge of Dewey, right before you pass Pumpin' Pete's.
Okay, because it's like last time I heard about it, I saw maybe on a movie I saw a gas station where they filled up your car for you.
I do the gas, propane, kerosene, diesel, and it's just one person working at a time. So from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night, I'm fucking running around filling people's gas tank. I mean, it's hella good tips though.
Interesting.
Because most people don't want to get out and pump their own
Right.
Most of them are all, you know, people that have been there literally since it's opened.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like some of the gas pumps, they were like 30 years old, and most of the people there are like, yeah, I used to work here, you know, when I was your age. And I was like, oh, I'm 37.
Right, I'm not 20.
Well, here's a $5 tip. It looks like you need it.
Sure. Yeah, I would get pretty good tips when I deliver pizza too. And they'd be like, look at this old fucker delivering pizza. Have pity on me. But I made bank, dude. I made bank.
No shit. I mean, I make like roughly $375 a week, you know, plus tips. So I was like, I'm not gonna complain. I'm making more here than I was at DSR.
I mean, it's for people our age, we should be making a lot more, but for like the type of job it is,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm scoring pretty well.
Yeah, I was too. Maybe I should get back into that.
It's all right. I mean, I dread the winter. Like the summertime, if I'm gonna be hot, I can escape the heat. You know what I mean, or at least be comfortable. I was like, winter, it's just. I'm gonna feel myself and be like, "What the fuck do you want?"
Right.
Some people, you know, they're looking at the gas thing like it's a menu. Like, well, I don't know. Do I want unleaded plus?
I had premium last time. That was all right.
I'm like, please be prepared. Because when that north wind kicks up or it's snowing and it's freezing outside, I'm like, I will move on to the next car if I don't hear your voice in like
Right.
3 seconds. I feel bad for the elderly people, you know. They're like, one dude yesterday rolled out, old fucking guy, rolls his window down, and he must have just farted in his fucking car.
Oh.
Dude, and I was like, what can I... Be right back.
Oh, God.
I was like, give me a sec. God, my eyes were watering. I was like, ooh, his wife's in the car. And then I noticed, like, after I went around, I was like, oh my God, your wife's in the car. She must be dead.
Well, it might be like, you know, if it's an old person, it might not go away. He might have shit his pants.
Good point. Oh, that's
She's probably just used to it.
Daryl.
Dude, I'm not even old enough to want somebody to fuel my like. I don't want somebody to put my own. You know what I mean? I want to do it myself. I wouldn't want somebody to do it for me.
Oh, right.
Like fuel
right.
my car. I would just feel weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, but I can
it's
see.
definitely-
But I think that's cool though. There is that, especially with older customers and people that are used to it. And like, I think that's awesome that they still have that. But I'm just saying personally, like that's just my.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
just so
don't-
used to
don't
it. I
touch my
wouldn't.
car.
I'm just so used to it. Like it'd feel weird having somebody else do it.
Shit, it feels weird now. It's kind of like cooking. Like if you're a cook, like I don't want to pump my own gas. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh god.
Right. Do you ever go there and like get your gas there, and make them fill it up for you?
No,
I
fuck
wouldn't
no.
think so. Yeah.
Nah, yeah,
That's why I never ordered like pizza when I was delivering. I'd never ever.
You're like I feel for it.
Yeah. Of course, that's money for them. I would tip them, but nah.
Right. You're like I'll just go pick it up.
Besides, who wants to see your employees when you're off work? Nobody wants to
Oh
see your employees.
god, like I try to stay far away from the job. If I'm off,
Yep.
I try to not be.
I would always be afraid if they saw me. They'd be like, "Hey, can you help or can you come to work?" I was like, I didn't want any. I would have nothing to do with.
obligated. You know?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'd want somebody to do it for me.
Like I'm grocery shopping. What the fuck?
Oh, or the dreaded phone call. You're just like,
I
just say I
know.
didn't see
Oh, right.
back in the old days. I mean, hell, if somebody wasn't there, there's
I
all
know.
you could do.
That's kind of nice, like that way.
It's a new show on Netflix with what's his name, Randy Quaid. Is that the younger brother?
Shut up,
Maybe I'm
Dennis.
Dennis Quaid.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Because Randy, remember what happened to Randy? Dude? He went off the deep
He
end.
went off the deep. Yeah, he's
Like literally
fully
went
buried.
crazy.
I'm back. It's some show on Netflix, and it's about Christmas, and Dennis Quaid is like this traditional cop, you know what I mean? And then the rest of his family's kind of crazy, and then it's about the in-laws who married into it. I don't know. My wife has me watching it, and of course, you watch anything long enough, you know of it.
Or at least kind of get into it or want to know what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm a sitcom kind of person. I mean, I hate dead laughter, but you know, it's like, oh yeah, I can relate on that joke. You know, oh that's funny, yeah.
What's it called?
Happy. It's Merry Happy Whatever.
Yeah.
Odd, you know, but it's like 8 episodes, and it's about them being, you know, in town, like the daughter and her boyfriend go to her house for Christmas, you know, and she's just meeting the family, and he's hard ass,
Ah, okay.
you know,
Gotcha.
can't win his affection, you know.
Right.
It's all right.
I won't be watching that. Thank you.
As I can clearly, strongly say, I will not be.
I'm not a sitcom. I'm the I do not like sitcoms or anything like
Really?
sitcoms. Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother.
Nope.
Really?
Nope. That show can go straight to hell. Straight to hell.
That's about as sitcom as you can get. We could say Seinfeld was well written. You know,
You're right. You got me. Seinfeld. Okay. I did love it. That sitcom.
what did you think about the end of it?
Oh man, it's been so long.
Oh yeah, it was the prison. They were being
Yeah.
convicted.
Honestly, I don't like.
That's just kind of like a time machine, just jumping back and looking at all the old.
It was kind
episodes.
of it was kind of just like flat for me. Like it was sad because it was ending, but at that point I wasn't as into it as I was before. Like I was obsessed with Seinfeld, dude. I bought all the magazines and everything. I don't know. I just kind of like it's kind of like okay. I guess it sucked. It was just kind of sad that it was over.
Right. I was like, I don't really have a connection to him. Mainly George.
But then the older I got, though, I was like, thank God that it didn't keep going and get real bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Just keep going. Bring on celebrity, more celebrity. Guys.
right, like I always think of that phrase. What's that phrase that? Oh God, you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and that's
so
what happens
perfect.
to like
A lot
every
of
show
stuff.
when it just keeps
Dexter.
going. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can't even. I still haven't watched the ending. Actually, I just heard about it.
Of Dexter?
Yeah,
I
was
did.
just
I
like,
watched it.
Fuck you.
I was like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I was okay with it.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't really. But again, it wasn't like, I don't know. I had binge watched it though, so it was like at that point.
Yeah.
And also I felt like it was kind of getting a little not great anyway.
Right.
Like, so I was
think
like,
that
let's
was
just
season-
end this already.
What did 9 seasons or?
I want to say 9,
9?
but I'm not sure. But it was just
about
starting to get a
7.
little convoluted. Yeah.
Once his sister found out who he was,
Exactly.
I was like, I don't think you have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, exactly. It started to get kind of weird from there.
Yeah.
It was just too much.
1 through 4 or 5, up until, what's his name was the Trinity killer.
Yeah. John.
Honestly, I think it peaked for me at that point. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, they should have ended it earlier.
What was it? Game of Thrones. I came in literally 3 months before the final season.
Right.
So I wasn't connected, you know? Like, it didn't hurt me that the end sucked.
Right.
You know, I mean, I was just like...
Yeah, it didn't really hurt me. Wasn't that disappointed. I was just kind of like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid.
I was like, oh, you know, super build-up. You know, the zombie army's coming to, you know, fight all these fucking people. And it looked great from the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God, this is really going down. And I was like, nobody died.
Right? and everybody, it was so, like, ridiculous. Because they were in situations where they would have died.
Yeah, they were clearly being
surrounded.
overran. Yeah.
What's the big, tall... it's been so
Brienne,
long. Yeah, she was right up against the wall, and there's like a just
mountain
all
of
of just coming right at. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I was like,
And then he just died so quick and easy. Didn't even say anything, like the Night King, you know. And
that was total
like,
bullshit.
The Game of Thrones, it was like one of those weird things where I think it definitely could have gone on longer.
Yeah.
But the writing, they just needed to like. The writings just started to get stale, and then they just hurried up and finished it. Like that last season should have taken time. They should have done it over 2 seasons maybe,
right?
And really built up. All of a sudden, people were time traveling. They were here, they were there. Like it took in the past, it would take them a whole season to get from one place to another,
right?
And they went like to like several different places.
They
like,
took a plane.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry, a dragon. They took a dragon,
right?
Yeah, that whole Night King ended in one fucking episode. Now that I remember that, huh?
Yeah.
The whole What? They could at least stretch that out for 3 episodes.
I know that was ridiculous. The battle, everything. It was 1 episode.
They didn't even make it all the way up to the Lannisters' territory.
No.
I was like, they literally just all died right there.
And then suddenly, all those people that they killed too, like they took out. It looked like they took out all the Dothrakis, or at least like 3/4 of them, and then they're just back. Then they were just back again.
4 or 5, yeah. They're like, no, we were just taking a nap.
Yeah, we were okay. Hiding in snow. It was ridiculous.
True Dothraki style.
Of course, now we're talking about Game of Thrones. Like that was months ago. Why are we talking about Game of Thrones?
I don't know, shitting on sitcoms. I don't know. I like. What was it? How I Met Your Mother. Like, I don't know. I'm really...
That dude, don't apologize. I'm all for people liking whatever they like, you know. I ain't going to rag on you.
Like, the ending was not bad. But again, I don't know. Maybe I just don't like to see things end.
Yeah.
It's like, how is it? It's never going to end the way you want it to end.
No, it's always bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's always bittersweet.
I just take it as it is. I was like, man, I always thought Neil Patrick Harris would have kind of moved on and made something. I was like, from that, he could have did whatever he wanted.
Right.
You know, he was so beloved in that show.
That's like books. Like when I hate getting to the end of books. I hate it. Sometimes I don't even want to read the like epilogue or the last chapter because usually that's after the climax too. Right. You're just like, I don't want to see how like it really ends. Like I don't even so I'll like put off the ending.
All right, what's next? We got old Joe here ripping Iowa guy in a new one.
Oh yeah, what was this? I didn't see this.
What's this? I don't want to see fucking CBS report this shit. Let's just see the man say it for himself.
So what? He yelled at somebody, a staffer or something.
He called him a damn liar.
Who was it?
Just some random guy in the audience. I think he was asking questions.
Liar, man. That's not true, and no one has ever said that. No one.
We all know Trump has been messing around in the Ukraine over there, holding their foreign aid for them to come up, saying they're going to investigate you. We know he's no backbone. We know that for that. But you, on the other hand, sent your son over there to get a job and work for a gas company that he had no experience with gas or nothing, in order to get access to the president. So you're selling access to the president just like this.
You're a damn liar, man. That's not true, and no one has ever said that. No one has proved that.
I see it on the TV.
You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. And by the way, that's why I'm not sedentary. I get up and no, let him go. Let him go.
What was that? A crack at him for watching TV or something? I'm not. I don't sit down and watch TV. I'm not sedentary. No, you're fucking senile.
Let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run.
What?
Let's take an IQ test, okay?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. What is
Do push-ups,
what,
huh?
what is he doing?
You want to arm wrestle right now, huh?
You want to talk facts that I don't like? What the hell is this, dude?
What are you trying to say? You saw me on TV fucking clearly stating that my son...
Wow, that was weird, dude.
He got super fucking offensive.
I know. You're a damn liar.
You're a goddamn liar. Oh, yeah, and it doesn't stop there.
Has done anything wrong, and I did not on any occasion, and no one has ever said it. Not
I
one.
didn't say you were doing anything wrong.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
That's what I hear on the...
This is bullshit, okay?
You don't hear that in MSNBC.
The hell I did.
You did not hear that.
hell I
What you
did.
heard. Look, okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man.
Well, I don't want to either.
Well, yeah, you do, but look, Fat, look, here's the deal.
Fat?
It looks like you don't have any more backbone than Trump does. When you're
Hey, good for you. Get him.
Questions?
Look, Fat.
What the fuck, dude? What a piece of shit, dude. What a piece of shit. Like, first of all, he has the high ground. Like, he needs to be the better man here.
Right.
He's the big guy. He's Biden. He was the vice president. He's got, well, the other guy had a mic too, but the other guy's not a speaker.
Right.
Biden's a speaker. Like, he
got
just
more
walked all over that motherfucker.
I know. He called him fat, called him dumb.
But he didn't bring up any, like, real rebuttal. All he did was just say, called him fat, called him dumb, asked him to do a push-up contest.
That clearly anyone's telling the truth once you've been challenged to a push-up contest.
Right,
You
yeah,
obviously are telling the truth. No,
I'm going to use that next time. You hit my car. You want to do push-ups right here now? I hit your car. Let's do an IQ test,
fucking
buddy.
liar.
He's like,
IQ test, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah, your shit's all banged up.
but he says I did it.
But I got 10 more push-ups than you, so.
What are you going to do? That's crazy, dude. I can't believe that. I can't believe I didn't see that all over YouTube. Like, when did that happen?
It says the 6th.
Because that guy, Sticks and Hammer, that I watched, he always is just ragging on Biden and showing the stuff, like, where he's going senile.
Oh, the hairy legs.
Yeah, I saw that.
God.
Like, what are you talking about?
Like, it's better when you hear it in context of the guy that brought him out there.
Yeah.
I was like, but it's still almost incoherent.
Yeah, it's just like, why? Why would you
Nobody
bring that
looks
up?
interested. Well, it's only kids upstage, so they're obviously not paying attention anyway.
Yeah, I clearly do not want that guy to be running anything. He does come off as like senile and angry. He comes off as angry a lot.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah, that's
He's just like an angry, cranky old man.
And look, and I hate to play devil's advocate, but he could have been like, sir, I don't know what video you've seen. He's like, maybe you just heard it in the wrong context.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
So many other ways you could have handled that.
My son did this, and that, for, so many other different reasons. I mean, that's what he at least could have said at a strong point and then just left it at that.
He just immediately flew off the handle. Immediately just went to calling him fat ass and challenging him.
Push-ups.
That is crazy.
Oh, boy, that's too much.
Like, I'm no fan of Mr. Trump, but I'm not. That's not who I want to be. I'd rather have Trump than Biden in the office.
Ben Shapiro made a good point that it's almost Trump like what he did. You know what I mean?
Almost.
But he's.
But not.
Right.
I don't know.
That was a little much.
Like, I'd have to, because I thought about that same thing when I was talking about it. I was like, I wonder. In my head, I was thinking, is that like Trump behavior? But I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and see.
It was a little too aggressive.
Yeah, like usually doesn't Trump more. He's more like joking about like.
Right.
He's more playful.
Right.
He seems more playful.
Like, hey,
I don't know. I'll have to go.
What? Yeah, I have to go back and look.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god. Wait, hold on. I love this. Too much.
I saw that made me aware when I was in law school. Proudly for Holloway. Proudly for your dad. First African American state senator in the state of Delaware. Everything about. And by the way, I sit on the stand.
Yeah, kind of.
And it get hot. I got hairy legs turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
Jesus,
They look at it.
okay.
So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
What?
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Yeah, I bet you.
He's staring right at him, and I love jumping on my lap.
Like he's like Jesus, looking away, like Jesus, don't look at me.
Don't sniff me, sir.
Please don't smell me. Like he should know the way, like his image, how it's like been kind of tarnished by that creepy Joe, whatever. He should know better than to say stuff like that. You know what I mean?
What's the word for that? That you can't remember that this shit's bad. You shouldn't be doing this.
I don't know. Like, what do you mean? Just like
I don't know if there's a phrase or a word for it. It's just you're just
self-aware.
Yeah, there.
Maybe. Yeah, or at least like from a PR standpoint, like he should have people coaching him, like avoid any topics about children being in your lap or touching your legs.
How about Yang spraying his whipped cream in somebody's mouth?
I don't know. I haven't seen that either. I'm like so just done with these politicians.
I know we're about to get on the big fucking wagon here next year.
Oh yeah, when is the actual election? Is it like towards the end of the year, right?
Well, the election will be in November.
November
9th.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll get amped up.
I still haven't seen any. Oh, what the hell? What the hell?
Oh.
That just didn't look right.
Watch this PR guy. Who's next?
Oh my god.
He's like, sir.
Oh, that guy's like, hold on, go back. That's hilarious.
He's like, yeah, great.
And the guy's like trying to grab him, like, let's cut this off.
You remember the internet, right? Oh my god.
Oh, whoa. Look at that. You see the guy in the background was like, you look at the guy in the background.
Where's he? Oh shit.
Look at him. Look, watch his face when he goes. He's just like, oh shit.
This is fine.
Oh my god. And who is this?
He came up there like, oh, give it to me, yeah.
Andrew. Oh my god.
Watch his pose. He's like, yeah, and give it
oh
to
my
me, baby.
god, dude. Oh my.
Sir.
He was way too enthusiastic. He was just like.
He really was.
And Angela was like, yeah.
$1,000 a month.
Dude,
give it
every
to me.
guy standing around was like, this is not a good idea. This is not like.
He was like, it'd be a little better if it was a woman.
Was that his PR guy? Because it looked like his PR guy.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. He's like, nope,
What a
nope.
good catch. Yang.
Cameras, internet.
Dark web. I mean,
It's 2019.
Like, that's so sad that nowadays you just can't almost
No.
do anything. You're going to get gifted.
Right.
Oh, my God.
But I mean, that was just, come on. That was like, yeah, I mean, it goes too far. You're right. You can't do it. You should be able to be a human. And you can't, sometimes you can't even be a human. But that was just like.
You're asking for
everybody, yeah, everybody should know better.
What should be the next big meme? I got to think of something.
That was crazy. I can't believe I haven't seen that.
His face.
I know, and even right there, he's just like, he's not liking it.
Wait, hold on. Look at this. This little twitch he has. Wait, hold on. He's just like,
He even versus him, like,
all right.
Okay, can we? This is done now. Let's move on.
Oh, it's so good.
This guy.
Hit me with everything.
Ugh.
Oh, boy.
That is hilarious.
This is how Yang celebrates November.
What do you think about Yang? I don't know anything about him. Like, would he make a decent...
No. I mean...
No.
I
Well,
think,
of course, you're more conservative than I am, though, so I don't know.
Right. Well, just saying... Okay, just the idea of being like, hey, vote for me, I'll give you $1,000 a month.
Oh, he's that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, not only is that not possible...
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're tackling the shit out of maybe the Federal Reserve and the fucking... the government itself.
Yeah.
You know? It's like asking every politician to put in, $1,000.
I forgot about that. We've been through that before. Who was it? Bush? We've been through that before. Remember, everybody was going to get like $300 or $400. What was that about? Do you remember that? But I think didn't that like, I don't know, but I think Bush
fizzled out hard. I mean, Obama gave everybody one once tax season. I think they gave everybody like $300. I was like, what is this for? I was like, oh, it's a tax credit. It's something.
Oh, I remember that too. I was like, hell, I was happy. Yeah, I remember that too, but it's always a very short-term solution. It's not even really a solution. It's just like a
little Band-Aid.
Yeah, it's like, here you go, and then you
you blow it.
Yeah, you just buy it. Well, if it's a tax time, you're usually like
and single, so yeah. It's just
I don't know. Yeah, it didn't.
Like, oh, I got 800.
Does that really help at all? Exactly. Does that help at all? Does that help at all?
Not at the time. I think I was really broke too.
Unless I was in a position to just save it somewhere, even though it's not that much.
Right.
Yeah, and most people aren't. Most people have to pay bills.
No, I was going through that whole credit, or what was it? Check to cash. I was really big into
God,
that.
I did. I was in that loop for a bit. I ended up having to go to court.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was in that loop for about 5-6 months.
Oh God, it's so vicious, dude.
I know, dude. I was like, man, because I remember something came up, and I was like, oh, wait, I can, somebody told, I think it was Eddie that told me about, like, hey, you can get like $300 or $400 right now. And I was like, oh my God, really? And then you're paying back with like 40% interest, like 50% interest.
Oh shit! I was like, Jesus, I just wanted to get my check early.
So then every time you get your check, you're just giving it most.
Right.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous. So finally, I just stopped paying, and like, I was like, look, I got this money for drugs, and I'm not responsible, and I'm gonna act like it. I'm not paying you. So I ended up going to court.
Oh my God.
It was my fault. It's those things are traps.
They are. They're really big. Like unless you just absolutely like.
I mean, a real emergency, like a medical emergency, or
like your car broke down or something. Other than that, never go to them.
That's true because medical emergency is going to be more than that probably.
Hell yeah.
More than you're going to get from that place. I think they only gave me like $200. I think.
When the title Andrew Yang creaming inside his supporter's mouth is actually not
creaming inside his supporter's mouth.
Guy in the back, stop it. That's enough. That's not right.
Somebody should put that clip on Pornhub, just for the hell of it, and title it that Andrew Yang creams in supporter's mouth.
They're like, oh man, this is hot. Strange kind of bukkake. I think Yang was getting a little too much into this.
I wonder if the guy that did that was like totally just opened up to. I wonder if he knowingly did it, like to screw with like the whole, or if he was more like, or if he was just enthusiastic to like
that trolling Eat Your Baby lady with AOC.
Yeah. Like if he was self-aware, like we're talking about, like if he knew exactly what he was doing. I wonder.
Give it to me, Yang.
Like he could have been in the back, and he could have been like, "Oh my God, I can make him look real bad," and they just ran up front.
Please stop, sir.
Please don't. Please, sir.
Your career is
you remember, President?
Oh, God. It's just getting worse and worse. And then I hear Hillary may be running again. They may throw her. She may get at the last bit.
Don't.
What do you think? She's got a chance?
No, she has no chance. Zero chance. Are you kidding me? There's really talk of that? Serious talk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think of that Bloomberg coming out of the woodwork? What do you think of that?
It's so funny. He's way more famous or rich than Biden or Yang or whatever, but nobody knows who he is. What I mean? They've heard of the newspaper article probably. Right. That's about it. And they're like, oh, the actual Bloomberg, huh? So it's the Democrats' millionaire, billionaire. Whatever,
yeah.
And I saw a whole segment where they were like, oh, well, he actually is a billionaire compared to, and I was just like, oh my God.
Jesus.
Does it really matter?
Right.
I thought your whole problem was
that he was a billionaire.
He's not in touch
It's
with
whatever works for them. It goes to both sides. Like, I hate that game.
Does.
I hate that game. Yeah. It's so slimy.
He's like, oh, but you did this year.
And it goes back and forth. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, we can do this. Literally to the beginning of the earth.
Right. I try not to put in I try to just look at the individual and try not to think about, oh, but did somebody, you know what I mean? Like, I just look at the individual, see what they did, what they haven't done.
Right.
Try to look at what they say and not what's being said about them.
Right. Yeah. it almost just doesn't work like that
I know,
anymore.
dude. It doesn't almost.
I mean, at the point we could be looking back, like to 10,000 BC and be like, Clubman A or Caveman A hit Caveman B with the club back then. Remember that?
Right.
You didn't say anything then?
It's just ridiculous, dude. And it's so hard. Like you said, it almost doesn't work like that anymore. Like, because you almost can't trust even what you hear sometimes, like coming from their mouths. Well, actually, you never could. I guess a politician. So, I mean, you even have to read between the lines of what they say is what I'm trying to say. Right. So it's like, it's just so hard, man. That's why politics is almost just, I just have given up on it in a way.
I think that's why so many people are starting on it, because it's just almost a joke, a running gag now. Just like,
they lie. Like, the media is just. I know that's not a.
Well, we live in two different worlds now.
It's so. Did you see that clip where to say they lie is so ridiculous. Everybody knows that. That's dumb to say that they lie. Oh, really? But did you see that thing where they're like, it was a clip of the two. It was like Fox News here and like MSNBC, and they both had like. It was, I can't remember what the subject was. It was probably the impeachment thing. I think it was the impeachment thing, and they each said two entirely different things. It was. Right side by side.
They're reporting the exact same thing, but they're just
they're both
it as different.
looking, showing us completely opposite.
Yeah,
it was just like, what? We're living in like upside down world. It's weird, bizarro world.
Yeah, exactly. It's like which one do I flop on?
Like, how are you allowed to just blatantly lie? It's so weird.
Yeah, that's the fucking freedom of press, freedom of speech. I was like, no, there should be some kind of mechanism.
Yeah,
you're going to go to jail if you report false shit. That's
right. It felt like there was. It felt like, didn't it used to be like, it was editorial. Editorial was like an opinion piece,
right?
And then there was like a fact-based news piece. But now the two were just they're meshed.
Yeah,
like you can have a supposedly a fact-based piece, but it's editorialized and it's taken out of context, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? It's like everything's becoming a tabloid. Every news organization is becoming a tabloid.
I know. I was like, I only like to see tabloids when I'm bored as hell standing in the line at the grocery store.
And you know they're BS.
Yeah,
you don't have to think.
That's funny.
Right.
Bat Boy back at it again.
Bat Boy. Famous Bat Boy.
If I ever see that motherfucker again, I'd believe something he said right now rather than
right.
seeing any piece of news.
Isn't that funny that we're old enough to remember like seeing Bat Boy on the cover of? I remember seeing that on the cover of freaking.
Yeah, if it wasn't Bat Boy, it was Bigfoot in the background somewhere. He's on vacation this time.
I remember even seeing Lonnie Anderson and Burt Reynolds divorce shit in tabloids.
Right.
Like just barely. I think I caught I was just old enough to remember that.
Old Burt. Good stuff, man. God. Whatever happened to the good old days? Okay. On the other side of the world, in England, Usman Khan was released from prison.
London Bridge terrorist. Who's this guy?
Okay, so this is the recent, one of the recent terrorist attacks in London.
Here's one of the problems with this. The whole the terrorism in London is like you can't even. It's if you talk about it and you talk about how bad it's getting with all of the immigrants that are in London, people immediately say that you're racist, but you're just pointing out facts. I mean, the fact is there was 256 stabbings, I think, in 2018 or maybe it was just 2019 so far. It was insane, and it was. It's all like that community.
Yeah,
it's immigrant.
It's nobody else.
Yeah, it's so
the black. What you call it? That ruined the whole thing. Other people that come into the country.
You mean like from African countries, or yeah. But it's mostly It's mostly Muslim individuals.
Right.
That's most of them, most of the time. But it's like, and you can't talk about it because you come off as. I know it doesn't. That's what the facts though. You can't just ignore the facts. Like
facts
there weren't this many stabbings before. There are now, and they're being committed by immigrants.
Clearly, we have to kill something.
So there has to be some solution here.
So what was this? 2008. This was his interview.
I know terrorists.
That's Usman Khan in his own words from a 2008 BBC interview. More than a decade before Friday's attack on London Bridge, which killed 2 people, and 4 years before the 2012 conviction for his role in an Al-Qaeda-inspired plot to blow up the London Stock Exchange. He was released early from prison a year ago.
I've been born and bred in England, in Stoke-on-Trent and Cobridge, and the older community knows me, and they will know, if you ask them, they will know, like these labels what they're putting on, like terrorists, this, that, they will know I
So
know terrorists.
he got to go kill 2 people. He went on to kill 2 people.
Yeah.
And he was already released from prison for killing 2
Early.
people?
For allegedly planning to blow up the London Stock Exchange.
So what was the killing 2 people thing?
That was just recently. Yeah, this interview is way earlier, and then he was released a year ago from a plot from 2012, and now he's dead because he killed 2 people.
Oh, he was the guy
Yeah.
that was on the bridge?
Yeah.
Oh, he was that guy. Okay.
I know debtors.
Wielding 28-year-old was killed by police Friday wearing a fake suicide vest after bystanders wrestled him to the ground. Word of his early prison release has set off a firestorm in the UK over parole, especially when it comes to those convicted of serious crimes.
Yeah, dude, that's
shit.
crazy. That's crazy.
If you ask them, they will know, like, these labels what they're putting on, like, terrorists, this, that, they will know.
Terrorists.
I know
Come on.
terrorists.
Boom, boom, boom. Fuck.
Ugh.
Yuck. It's terrible.
I know. It is.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible, man.
I'm no fan of, like, religion in general, but I'm definitely not a fan of, like, Islam at this moment in time.
Well,
It used to be a peaceful, somewhat well, I don't know if it even used to be, but it used to be a very developed country. They used to be like the freaking on the cusp of, like, you know, scientific and I mean, they used to be up there. And I think if I remember, like, what I've read, if I remember right, what brought them down, what caused them to go stagnant and to cause other countries to just overtake them as far as, like, you know, technology, medicine, was religion. Because people took over the country that were very strict, you know, very, like, what's the word? Not ascetic, that's Jewish. But anyway, like, very strict Muslim. And, like, took over that whole, and that caused
killed a lot of
backward.
fucking-
It just
yeah.
made everything go backward.
Oh.
Human rights took a back seat. Everything took a back seat to the religion.
Jeez, that's so fucking terrible. What can you do? I ain't no terrorist, motherfuckers.
That's ridiculous.
Who's that? Oh, men who helped disarm London Bridge, dude. They were spraying that dude with fucking fire extinguishers and hitting him with tables.
Were they?
Like a chair, yeah.
Good for them.
God, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, you know, there was a drive-by shooting the other day, and I'm like,
Where?
no, if, you know, somebody's like, oh, man, there was a drive-by the other day. I was like, tell me it was a group of white people.
Right.
No, it's
Come on.
Come on.
Tell me it was all white people.
God, like when we had that shooting out here, I was like, fuck. I was proud of my wife for being like, no, it's that motherfucker over there running from the cops. I was like, black or not, I don't give a shit.
What was it? What happened?
Young kid, well, we heard shooting, and we're like, oh, fuck, what was that? You know, we saw this young black guy, like, running from the side of the building, and the cops pull in here, so he's hiding on one side of it, and we can clearly see him hiding, you know, and he keeps checking, and then they get out of their car to go look around, and he takes off running. My wife's like, he ran that away, you know, he ran that away. And there's this, you know, white woman over here. I guess he was trying to get back into her apartment, and she was kind of like staring us down from the parking lot and whatever. It must have been her boyfriend or something, you know what I mean?
Look what your boyfriend just shot. Try to shoot somebody, bitch.
Yeah, and well, turns out she's a thug.
Oh boy.
She's one of these literally tiny fucking, you know, white girls that scream nigga at the top of her lung.
Oh my god.
Just because she thinks she's been a part of some hood or some shit.
Right.
You know, I was like, my fucking god. I was like, I guarantee you. No, I don't want to be like, I guarantee you're a liberal. But, you know, no,
I don't think they're political in any way. They're too dumb to be political, dude. To be actually political.
Right.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, long story short, the kid ends up getting killed.
Really?
Yeah. Supposedly they snitched on somebody, and it's kind of led to a couple of killings around here. Like, they found his body out by this barn. Like, they had took this guy out there, shot him in the back. You know, he tried to run. They shot him in the back, rolled him over, shot him in the chest, and then shot him in the face. I was like, fuck.
The kid that ran.
Yeah.
So you think she was glaring at you for snitching, and yet...
Right. Well, we had gotten into an argument with him. Maybe almost 3 or 4 days later, and they're like, everybody know y'all are snitches. I was like, we're parents.
Right.
I was like, we hear shooting.
But
I was like, we don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah. That's why, I can't stand that attitude.
And first of all, you just told on yourself.
Right. But then he got killed. Look,
I can say with absolute no kind of remorse or anything, I don't have any sympathy for these people. Like, you put yourself in that position.
Yeah, I don't either, but I still hate to it's just a waste, dude. It's just such a waste.
Right. I mean,
I don't have sympathy, but it's just like, God, what a waste.
Right. I was like, man, you could have been doing so much more. You're young. You know, you got all the fucking time in the world.
Maybe. You know what? Maybe. The other parts of me, the other part of me that's darker is like, he wouldn't amounted to shit anyway. And I'm glad he's dead. But that's the dark part of me.
Right.
I don't know if I want to give into that, you know?
Right. Like,
it's still a human life to me. Like,
it's like my dad. It's just like, you know, my family's doing all right. Fuck you. You know, I hate this. You know, he's like, you know, it's kind of like survival instinct. He's like, well, better me than him. You know what I mean? I was like, I really hate to think like that, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want this piece of shit around my kids. You know,
right?
Anything I'm doing in my life, fuck. Everything's gotten so much better since they were booted out, or since she was booted out, and those motherfuckers don't come around here no more. I was like, sucks to say, I know we're living in a shitty part of town. I was like, but the less shittier people, probably the less shittier we'll get.
Gotcha, yeah.
You know?
It's weird. It's like it's like a balancing act, man. Because I think you're like me, and we're like, you actually like I like helping people.
Right.
You know, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel good, and it's like, but you got to realize too that not everybody's like that.
Right.
People see helping people. Some people see that as a weakness, and they'll take advantage.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a balancing act. You know, you don't want to. Because I don't want to get rid of that part of myself that loves to help people and thinks that some people are worth it.
Right.
But then on the other hand, I know that some people probably aren't worth it. Some people are just...
Yeah.
Some people can never be fixed.
Right. It's a far in between, like you said, a balancing act. Like, I love the feeling I get when I make somebody smile or make their day.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That's one of the best feelings ever. But I don't personally go out of my way to do it anymore. Like when we were in church, you know, like Sheena would be like, oh, you know, so-and-so needs help on this. And, you know, I'm like, all right, well, you know, let's go over there and give him a hand or whatever. You know, and lately now I'm falling back into this kind of, I don't want to say, I guess, regressive stage, you know what I mean? Like, where I'm just kind of like, oh, me. You know what I mean? I was like, if it's not benefiting me and the family, you know, I was like, I really don't want nothing to do with you. Or, you know, or friends call and be like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm working on my stuff, you know, working on the podcast, or when truthfully, I'm probably getting stoned and, you know, well, I am usually working on this.
That's another balancing act. That's another thing. Walking the line between like being like selfishly, selfish in a good way, like in a way that's like you said, like gonna be beneficial to you and your family, and then also being a little bit too selfish and being like a little. That's another balancing act.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So, but maybe this isn't. I mean, focusing on what you think is important isn't that. I wouldn't say that regressive, unless you think you're just being completely like a complete hermit and not, you know.
Right. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting that towards that stage, and I hate that. Like, it just shuts me off from everyone else, and truth be told, there's so many hours in the day you could get a lot of things done. Say if you had 10 friends, you could see at least 5 of those. You know what I mean? A day. Hang out with them for an hour just to be like, hey, what's going on? You know, blah, blah, blah. All right, hey, you know, we'll talk to you a little bit.
See, that's a good problem to have, dude. That's a good problem to have. I can't even imagine having 10 people that would want to hang out with me. Seriously. I don't I hang out with you and sometimes Eddie when I see him, but he lives out of town. Oh, yeah. So I think you're lucky. That's a good problem to have in a way. Right? Seriously, that you have so many people that would want to hang out with you and see you.
Yeah, I definitely sound like an asshole now.
No, you don't. No, you don't at all. Because I could see if I was in that position, I'd be doing the same. I'd be thinking the same thing. I'd be like, man, I want some time for myself too, by myself. Right. So I totally get that. I'm just saying you can look at it that way too. That it's a good problem to have.
I know. I should be, even if you know my friends are wanting to hang out. Like I should be like, hey, I'm gonna bring the boys with me. You know, maybe bring Miles and Mason, just to not only get them out of the house, get them out of her hair. You know, let them see how guys interact.
Yeah, it's also the type of friends. Like, are they good people? Or they want to hang out and just get fucked up and because you don't need that shit.
Yeah, now that's the problem.
Right.
There's like half and half. I don't want to say half my friends are, bad people, but
I would say if you can take your kids there,
half partiers. And
that's good.
half grown-ups.
Right.
know.
The ones you can take your kids to, I say that's good.
Yeah.
They sound good.
Definitely. Probably alienated most of them anyway. It's just like, yeah, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because that's what I did. Like I did that for the past 10 years maybe. And eventually, dude, like they just stop trying and you get what you want.
Right.
And it's like I've gotten what I wanted and I realize that I don't know if it's what I want. Like now it's just, yeah, so be careful.
Yeah.